Mr. Skipper right here, he's a scammer. Barely did anything.
She was not in the greatest shape. I'm basically here because the lack of her commitment, she wanted all the privileges without the responsibility.
I wanted to lose 20 pounds.
In 30 days.
Because of this and this.
When I'm going to pay, my card is declined.
And that was totally a scam. Oh. She started like harassing us horribly. We had to call all the law enforcements around.
Plaintiff Shana McKenzie says she paid her personal trainer up front for 10 workout sessions, but the half-hearted workouts garnered 0 results. She wants a full refund and is suing for $140. Defendant Derwin Skipper claims the plaintiff was too out of shape to do any serious training, and she wouldn't commit to a regular schedule. He owes her nothing.
This is case 107 on the docket, McKenzie versus Skipper.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Judge.
Let me see what we have here. The plaintiff, Ms. McKenzie, you are suing the defendant, Mr. Skipper, for $140 for breach of contract for personal training sessions. Why don't you tell me about that?
Mr. Skipper right here, he's a scammer. He was telling me he's a personal trainer.
Yeah.
And we added each other on Instagram. While being Instagram friends, he will send me his workout videos. So I reached out to him in March, asking him to be my personal trainer because he told me about the price, the sessions, and whatever. I signed up for a 10-session workout, 1 hour per session.
And how much per session?
$200 in total.
$20 a session.
Basically, that's what I calculated as.
Yeah. So $200 for 10 sessions.
Which is a deal.
1 hour sessions.
Deal package.
What happened?
He told me that it's a $100 deposit.
Yeah.
I did pay him a $100 deposit through Cash App. I have proof of that.
To secure your position.
The remaining $100 will pay at the first session.
At the first session.
I asked him where he's located. He told me he got 3 locations, 2 in Laurel, Maryland, and 1 in Hyattsville, Maryland. I told him I cannot make it to Hyattsville because it's out of my way. I will do the Laurel location.
Okay.
The first time we met, we agreed to meet up, okay? We met up there and barely did anything for that first session.
What did you do?
We were in the classroom at first.
Yeah.
And I was doing this with my arm. Then we...
I do the same thing, yeah.
Then we ran around the building.
I don't do that. Yeah.
We went around the building 1 full time. Then the second time, we went up like 1 block and came back. Then we went back in the hallway, and I was on the wall doing like this and whatever.
Yeah.
And the same thing that I did in the classroom, my arm, then jumping jacks, whatever.
How long was the session?
It didn't really last an hour, but I didn't really get mad.
The second session?
Second session, I texted him, and I said to him, I was thinking about getting Planet Fitness. Do you mind meeting me at Planet Fitness? He said, as long as it's in Laurel, that's okay. I asked him if would that be extra or whatever. He said, that's in Laurel, that's okay.
Okay, so how many times?
We only did 3 sessions.
What you're saying is only 3 sessions. Why did the session stop?
He kept canceling and rescheduling. He was insisting on me to contact his assistant.
Yeah.
I contacted the assistant.
Yeah, did the assistant have quotes?
I'm doing assistant.
No, because you've been working out. This counts as one of your workouts.
Okay, so the assistant...
Get $20 from her when this is over. Go ahead.
Okay, so I contacted the assistant as he kept insisting. He texted me, told me, oh, the assistant overbooked him, so we got to reschedule.
So what you're saying, because I want to hear from him then, what you're basically saying is you signed up for 10 sessions, an hour apiece, and you had 3 sessions. They weren't all an hour, and sometimes there were a change in schedule.
Constant change
in schedule. What do you say about that?
The sessions were not 60 minutes for 2 great reasons. Number 1, when she first came to me, she was not in the greatest shape. Number 2, I had to gradually build her way up so she can extend to do 60 minutes of training. So that's why I gave her 30 minutes.
What about the rescheduling?
The rescheduling, we have 2 things. I took 2 deaths in my family prior to us having training sessions and during-wise. And in the mix of it, I told all my clientele weeks in advance, hey, I can't make it on this time and date, so can we reschedule? I can acknowledge that. At the same time, she has a child and she's in school. I have nothing to do with that. If you're coming for training purposes, you're going to make time to get your sessions accounted for.
And that's what I do. I don't...
Let him finish, man.
I mean, like, I'm basically here because the lack of her commitment, she wanted all the privileges without the responsibility.
Your Honor, I
Yes.
never once rescheduled. He constantly rescheduling.
So you didn't reschedule?
I didn't reschedule.
Your Honor, just to show you something, so you
Your
can see the
Honor,
type of workouts that I do. I sent the video to the courts, if you don't mind showing that.
Your Honor, that doesn't have anything to do with
my style of
what
workouts.
He didn't do the session with me.
Okay, I understand
lose.
that. I understand that. This doesn't erase that. I just want to see what your workouts are like.
He's trying to promote himself by showing that video.
Mind you, Your Honor, she's the one that brought me here.
He's promoting himself.
Yeah, I do that same thing. Yeah.
So she couldn't do this. Of course,
Your
I had a
Honor,
graduate.
we did not do anything.
Okay.
I can do push-ups. I can do push-ups.
Yeah.
I
And
can
mind
do
you,
push-ups.
Here's the deal. She's new at this. She paid you $200
For 10 sessions.
For 10 sessions.
Yes.
She got 3. You had reasons, but there were a lot of times apparently that you kept rescheduled.
She was not able.
And she said in the beginning she's only able to go to Laurel. So rescheduling to other places doesn't help her out.
At the same time, if you're trying to come for a particular purpose, you're going to make this work in your
Your
favor.
Honor?
But that isn't your business. Your business.
Same thing when I can say the same thing about because she had school. I was willing to work with her like I work with all my clients.
We had a time. First off,
Show me what you have there.
Okay, this is the one where he's saying he got the 2 locations. I told him that I can only make it to the Laurel location.
Okay, and how many times was it did he say you had to go someplace else?
Constantly, like he kept telling me to come to Hyattsville. That was the day he blocked me.
After numerous texts. It was
Anyway.
harassment after a while, so I said take it to court. We could do a small claim.
I'm the one that told you I was going to take it to court.
And I had no problem
you
doing it.
did not tell me to
I
take it
had
to
no problem
court.
doing it.
Your Honor, I wanted to lose 20 pounds, right?
In 30
days. Okay, doesn't matter.
Won't happen.
But I did not lose 1 pound.
Because you wasn't content.
I did not lose
you was
1
not
pound
consistent.
because of this and this. Like,
I mean, obviously, you're not going to lose pounds in
Realistically.
3 items.
I mean,
That's-
but I should be able to lose a few pounds, right?
The deal you signed with, for whatever, I mean, we can all agree that the expectation of losing 30 pounds in 10 sessions isn't going to happen.
Okay.
But the very basic thing is, for someone who's obviously new at this...
I have a contract to show you as well, not to cut you off.
Okay.
And my contracts do state after your first training sessions, there are no refunds.
Okay.
And my program already says in the bold letters before you sign up, this is a non-refundable program. She still went forth.
Okay.
But we had an agreement that we're going to meet
you
in
was able-
Laurel.
and you was able to get
The judge is speaking.
The agreement was that it was to take place in Laurel, and these were to be 1-hour sessions. And there were only 3. So the idea that it wasn't in Laurel is by itself a material breach of what she signed up for, because that's what she was anticipating based on her situation, what she could afford to sign up for.
Nope.
She wouldn't have signed up for a program that wasn't just going to be in Laurel, that you weren't going to be there every session, and that it wouldn't be for $10. So I have to say what she signed up for wasn't fulfilled. And therefore, I fine for the plaintiff in the sum of $140.
May I understand that?
I hope he learned his lesson. Like, you can't be trying to scam people.
She was being more petty and spiteful, so $140, that's really nothing to this whole situation ordeal.
Plaintiff Melissa Lewis was all set to sell a parcel of land to the defendants, but when their down payment check bounced, the deal fell apart. She's suing for $1,000 for breach of contract. Defendants Lloyd Wardrip and Benjamin Clough claim the plaintiff is a con artist who tried to pass off an old cemetery as farmland. They're countersuing for $1,200.
Case 32 on the docket, Lewis versus Wardrip and Clough.
Ms. Lewis, you are the plaintiff suing the defendant, Mr. Wardrop and Mr. Clough, in the amount of $1,000 for breach of contract.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you guys are countersuing the plaintiff in the amount of $1,200 for bank fees and gas. Why don't you tell me what this case is about?
Well, Your Honor, I had inherited a piece of land from my father when he passed away.
Yes.
And I put it up for sale, and he reached out to me and was interested in the property.
And where did you advertise this?
It's on Facebook on the marketplace. This is the deed, Your Honor,
Oh,
for the
okay.
land.
Okay, so this is your property.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So the description is This once was the cemetery. There are 5 graves at the entrance of the land. There's an easement
Yes, Your Honor.
attached to it. It says on here that it needs to be rezoned as residential land.
Yes, Your Honor.
So what was the...
That's her second ad. She reposted. I have the original ad, the one that I answered.
Oh, okay.
She had it zoned as residential and agricultural,
Yes.
and that was totally a scam.
Okay, it says it was once a cemetery.
Yeah.
That point is all the same. It can be removed. There's a trailer behind, and it needs to be torn down. It is being marked as agricultural property. Okay, so you were responding to an ad which said agricultural.
Right, agricultural and residential.
Okay, continue.
Right, Your Honor, there was 2 different ads, I apologize. But they did reach out to me. I explained the situation to them.
Yes.
They went and looked at it. They said they were interested in the property.
Where did you meet? Your place?
I'm
or-
sorry, we met at Krispy Kreme's.
You met at Krispy Kreme.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm glazing over it just thinking about it. Okay, so you guys meet at Krispy Kreme.
Yes, Your Honor.
And had you already seen the property by the time you showed
Yes.
up? Okay, so you looked at the property.
Yeah,
You
it was great.
You looked at the property. It was marked as agricultural, and you wanted it because...
Because a dream of ours was to own some land and have our own little farm on it with some pigs, chickens, ducks. So that's
you
why
were
we
looking
moved.
for it specifically for agricultural, to use as a farm. As a farm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's us at the Krispy Kreme, and then here's the pictures of the property.
There's pictures of the property that when we went to go see it.
Yes.
And then there's also.
Oh, this is the area view. Okay, now what happened? You gave her the earnest money.
Yep. We gave her the earnest money
Which
for
in what form?
a check for $1,000.
You wrote her a check for $1,000 and gave it to you.
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So then you're leaving there thinking that...
Thinking that we were going to go ahead and do our due diligence and check more into the property, as well as get the rest of the money around to finish the transaction.
Okay. Did you give a time limit for when?
Yes, Your Honor. They were supposed to close the following Friday for the remaining $19,000.
And how many days later was that?
The date's on there, Your Honor.
Oh, well,
Sorry.
good. Okay, then I'll look. You received the earnest money on December 14th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, and in your complaint, you say that on the 19th of December, 5 days later, you received a call from them.
Yes, sir. No, Your Honor. What happened was we were going to go sign, and they went up to the courthouse and talked to the codes department gentleman.
Yes.
He didn't know what he was talking about. He told them that they couldn't build on it. They had to tear down the trailer. Totally misled them. And so they freaked out, and I understand that. I respect that. But I had plenty of conversations with them, Your Honor, like 2 or 3 days after the Monday they went up there.
But I told you I wanted to meet with you for coffee and pick up the check, and you said okay, and you said you were going to
never
prove it to me.
said that.
Yes, you did. I have a witness.
You never said that you wanted to pick up the
pulled over
check.
on the side of the road
what
and
check
talked
are we
to
doing?
you.
Okay, they were initially under the impression, before anybody did anything wrong, they were under the impression that they were responding to an ad which said that here is land that they could build a farm on. If I'm going to buy a piece of land and part of it has a cemetery on, and I want to build a farm, even if I know nothing about real estate, I'm going to want to know, let's find out if this can be used for a farm. Go ahead.
Right, Your Honor, I understand that, but I was told that there was a trailer on there, it's been on there for 25 years, that it's considered residential agriculture. That's what it says on my taxes. Until they went and talked to the codes guy, he gave them a completely different story, which wasn't true. I had spoke to them, they wrote me the check. 4 days prior to this, I have the text messages where he said they were still interested. I told him, give me a couple of days, I'm contacting a lawyer. So the check went into my account, and then, it cleared my bank, which I have it.
Yeah.
Then I went, thought, okay, well, it's a done deal. So I went and bought Christmas presents for my children, Your Honor, and then when I'm going to pay, my card is declined. It's because they canceled the check and did not tell me. They never once told me they were going to cancel the check. They put a stop payment on it. And I didn't lie to them.
Use that money.
Your Honor, I did not lie to them. I have text messages. I have 10 pages of text messages where I asked them. I was like, just give me a couple of days. I have text messages where he texted me 2 hours after I texted him about the check being canceled. I said, did you put a stop payment on the check? He never answered me. His response was, I really hope you get this figured out. Nice property, I'd love to have it, Your Honor. This was 4 days after they canceled the check. They put a stop payment on it and didn't even tell me.
I told her I was going to pick up the check from her. That's pretty much pretty clear right there, that I was going to pick the check up from her, meet her for coffee and talk to her and pick up the check. That means that it was done.
And then we have text message
and then I have text telling that I...
So she said, oh, you're going to back out then?
And we
said,
agreed.
Yeah. And she said, okay, I'm sorry to hear that.
And then she started like harassing us horribly about this, and we had to call all the law enforcements around, and they told us just to tell her to leave us alone, and if she had to take legal action, do it.
Your Honor, they told me that Monday that they were going to back out. Yes, they did. But they never once told me they were putting a stop payment on the check.
Why would we give you money?
Whoa. If you still wanted to build a farm there, they could have written you then another check to go ahead and do it. The original deal fell through, initially through nobody's fault. Are you still interested in having a farm?
We've moved on. We've started our own farm somewhere else, and we finally got our dream going, and we're happy.
Okay. Legally, you have the right to withdraw the earnest money, but I believe she suffered in part because of you not telling her ahead of time what was going to happen with this check, so she wouldn't be in a very difficult position. Now, you have countersued in the amount of $1,200 for bank fees and gas. Well, without even looking, I'm going to knock out the gas thing. And what is the other amount that you're suing?
The amount was to go ahead and get the money around to purchase the property.
It cost us a lot to get that money up. We're out $844 to bring that money up to what we could pay her for that.
So you got the money?
Oh, yeah, we have the money. It's right here, see?
No, I'm saying when you had to spend money to get the money, but you got the money, right?
We did.
Okay, so this money, I guess, is going to go to your new farm. All right, I've heard your argument. I'm not making you pay back the full $1,000, but you are going to pay back $500. Verdict for the plaintiff for $500, and the countersuit for the defendant dismissed.
What? Nonsense. You're a scammer. You're a thief. You're a whatever. You're an ex-tweaker. You're a tweaker.
tweaker.